I am going to go with Oregon as our national champion to start here. And here, let's go throw real quick through this. All right, so this Clemson-Texas matchup, we'll kind of go through it again as we discuss these things, but I'll go with Texas with the first round. I'm taking Ohio State to beat Tennessee. I think that's going to be a really interesting matchup, especially with the strengths of two teams and how they match up in this one. All right, I'm going to go with the favorite here at home, and then I'm actually going to take the Hoosiers on the road there in that one. Okay. Now, we get a rematch, I think, of one of the more entertaining football games that we saw all season.
Right.
I'm going to continue to stick with Dillon Gabriel and his experience at that quarterback position. I trust Will Stein in that offense. I think they got enough weapons on offense to keep that rhythm going. I take that win there. Now, in this one-off game.
Yeah.
Really interesting matchup. I mean, we almost kind of trust Kenny Dillingham almost in this one-off game because it's such a tough matchup for him. But I'm going to take the more talented, deeper team, right, in this one for a Texas-Oregon. Now, for these right here, okay, yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it.
That's
all right,
fine.
like it's a great story, Cinderella, but it comes to an end there against one of the hardest-hitting football teams and battle-tested teams all season. This one is another interesting matchup. Going to go with Penn State. And now this is where it gets fun. Of course, I just said Oregon's going to win the national championship. I think just the overall management of the team by Dan Lanning has been extremely impressive, right? I think that the defense can make enough plays, right, and rush the passer consistently enough to slow down Texas. And then in this,
before you get to that,
yeah, go ahead.
Why do you have Spencer? Do you have a question about the Oregon?
I do. I want to know how this goes.
Yeah.
How does this look?
This game to me really can go two different ways. It could be like super high scoring, or it could be super low scoring. Now, what I really trust, again, is just Dillon Gabriel, the RPO passing game, the two running backs, and their ability to be physical in that run style. And I think stretching out the Texas defense sideline to sideline, because that's what Dillon does so phenomenally well throughout the season. He's not like an over-the-middle thrower, right? He is great on the outside, beyond the numbers, right? Up the seam. He's a very aggressive decision maker. He's a clean decision maker. We saw that again last night in the Big Ten championship game. Now, Texas, I think one of the strengths of their football team is their secondary. So that is really going to be one of those, like, what do you value more? I'm always going to go with, I think, just the better decision maker at the quarterback position and the player that has the hotter hand. And right now, to me, that's Dillon Gabriel.
Okay.
Is that enough? Is that?
No. I'm buying it.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if I was selling it enough. You know, the defense scares me though a little bit.
Yeah.
Two teams that are quote unquote good offenses, Penn State and Ohio State, which is debatable. They have given up with a lot of points, Oregon, and then Georgia, Penn State. I just think Georgia being there, done that, right, and just knowing what the moment is like. Kirby Smart being just one of the best coaches, really the best coach in all of college football, preparing his football team in situations like this. So I think we got an Oregon-Georgia championship for this first go-around of the playoffs.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with, Oregon, right?
Okay. Why do you say of course?
Well, because I said Oregon's going to win the championship.
Started
off. That's right.
He's pot committed.
I'm like,
that's
I
right.
forgot you
That's
said
right.
that at the very beginning.
That was the point of the exercise, I think.
Why do you have Oregon over Georgia?
So for Oregon over Georgia, right, I think this matchup is interesting in a lot of ways, and it really goes to, can Georgia consistently, right, move the football down the field, right? And that's really the biggest question mark I have for this football team. Mike Bobo and the offense, it's kind of like, which one are we going to see? Which offense will show up? Can you run the football consistently? If it's a pass-heavy football team with a potential Gunnar Stockton at quarterback, I kind of think that favors Oregon because they have a good secondary. They have good overall team speed on the defensive side of the football. They have some really good pass rushers that'll be playing on Sunday, Birch being one of them. So I think that favors Oregon's style of play in this championship game.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, we also know that their offense depends on the health of their quarterback, Carson Beck, who obviously has plenty of time to figure out what exactly is going on, but he's still, 30 days that they have until they have to figure it out, 3 whole weeks?
No doubt.
But still, the health of their quarterback depends on how that offense